Children come into this world expecting one simple thing from their parents: safety. Safety doesn't only mean food, clothes, or a roof over their heads. It also means emotional safety, feeling accepted, valued, and loved. But what happens when the people meant to protect a child become the source of emotional pain? Many people think abuse only counts if there are bruises or physical injuries. The truth is far more uncomfortable. Words, especially words spoken repeatedly by parents, can quietly shape a child's identity, self-worth, and future relationships. According to reports by child welfare organizations in the United States, tens of thousands of children experience emotional abuse every year, and that number only includes the cases that are officially reported. The real damage often happens behind closed doors, hidden in everyday conversations that sound normal to outsiders. Toxic parenting isn't always loud. Sometimes it's subtle. Sometimes it's disguised as discipline, jokes, or being honest. Today, we're going to talk about 8 toxic things parents say, phrases that may seem small in the moment, but can leave long-lasting psychological scars. If you recognize any of these, understand this first: it was never your fault. 1. Attacking a child's appearance. You're too fat. You're ugly. Why is your hair like that? No one will like you if you look like this. When parents criticize a child's appearance, they don't realize they're planting the seeds of lifelong insecurity. A child doesn't yet have the ability to separate criticism from identity. They don't hear, "This is feedback." They hear, "Something is wrong with me." Over time, these words can distort body image, increase anxiety, and even contribute to eating disorders or self-hatred. Parents are meant to be the first voice teaching self-acceptance, not the voice that teaches shame. 2. Mocking a child's natural behavior. Why do you walk like that? Why do you talk so weird? What's wrong with the way you act? Children are still discovering who they are. When parents mock their natural movements, expressions, or personality, the child learns an unspoken lesson: being myself is unsafe. As adults, these children often struggle with social anxiety, self-monitoring, and the constant fear of being judged. They may silence themselves, suppress their emotions, or feel uncomfortable simply existing around others. Authenticity dies when it is repeatedly ridiculed. 3. Expressing regret about a child's existence. I wish you were never born. I regret having you. My life would be better without you. These are among the most damaging words a child can hear. Such statements don't just hurt feelings, they attack the core of a child's identity. They send the message that the child's very existence is a mistake. Children who grow up hearing this may struggle with chronic guilt, depression, self-destructive behavior, and feelings of being unworthy of love. No child should ever feel like they have to earn the right to exist. 4. Making the child feel like a burden. You're too expensive. You're exhausting. My life is harder because of you. When a parent repeatedly frames a child as a burden, the child learns to minimize themselves. They stop asking for help. They hide their emotions. They learn to survive by being low maintenance. As adults, these individuals often struggle to express needs, set boundaries, or believe they deserve care in relationships. Love should never feel like a debt a child has to repay. 5. Constant comparisons. Why can't you be like your sibling? Other kids are better than you. Look how successful they are, and look at you. Comparison quietly erodes self-worth. Instead of motivating a child, it teaches them that love is conditional, that they must compete to be valued. Comparing siblings also damages family bonds, creating jealousy, resentment, and long-term emotional distance. Every child deserves the space to grow into their own identity, not live in someone else's shadow. 6. Verbal labels that define failure. You're stupid. You're useless. You'll never succeed. Children absorb labels deeply, especially when they come from parents. These absolute statements become internal beliefs that follow them into adulthood, influencing career choices, relationships, and confidence. Encouragement builds resilience. Humiliation builds self-doubt. Words can become either a foundation or a prison. 7. Threatening abandonment. I'll leave you. One day I'll disappear. Don't be surprised if I'm gone. For a child, abandonment is a primal fear. When parents use abandonment as a threat, it creates deep attachment wounds. The child grows up fearing rejection, clinging to unhealthy relationships, or avoiding closeness altogether. Even decades later, the fear remains, silently shaping how they love. 8. Breaking promises repeatedly. I promise I'll be there. I'll do it next time. I swear. Then nothing. Broken promises teach children that words cannot be trusted. Over time, this damages their ability to trust others, and even themselves. Consistency builds security. Inconsistency builds emotional instability. Trust, once broken in childhood, takes years to rebuild. Why this matters? Words may not leave visible scars, but they can shape a person's entire life. Childhood is where beliefs are formed. Am I lovable? Am I safe? Do I matter? When toxic language dominates those early years, the damage often resurfaces in adulthood through anxiety, people-pleasing, fear of intimacy, or self-sabotage. If you experienced any of these, remember this: awareness is the first step towards healing. And if you're a parent or plan to be one, remember, your words will become your child's inner voice. Choose them carefully. This is Body IQ, where understanding the mind helps heal the self.